League of Legends is a massively popular game. At the time I'm recording this intro, we got about 2.5 million people playing it, but that doesn't mean that the people that are here actually want to be here. League in my friend group goes by another, perhaps more apt name, Cock and Ball Torture. Every time I play this game, at the end of the night, there's at least one guy in call that's like drafting up his suicide note. You can just tell. But my cock is indestructible. You might catch me going solo queue norms on the weekends, and somehow, through some fucking miracle, I am having the time of my life out here. I think I'm the only guy that knows how to do that. Like, that's why I'm here. I'm gonna teach you how to have fun in League of Legends. Like, fucking trademark. Sion! I'm here today to tell you about someone very near and dear to my heart. Someone who I know I can count on when I need him. Someone whose name rhymes with Shmayan. Twitch. Talking about Twitch. From the bottom lane. Now let me start out by admitting that lately I haven't really been practicing my own teachings and I've been enduring my fair share of CBT. Yo, look at this shit. Yo, come on! Whoa, what the hell? I just got a pentakill on one guy! But playing in Season 11 feels pretty bad so far. Like, a lot of my go-to fun champions are just kinda coming up short, and when the new season came out I was really excited to try out all this wacky shit they put on the new items on my favorite champions, but that excitement turned into frustration when I started feeling super boxed into the exact items that Riot wanted me to build. And because of that, it seemed like no matter who I picked or what dumb shit I bought on them, I couldn't quite find the next new fun build or playstyle, and most disappointingly, I couldn't find the next topic for a video. Season 11 ruined Assassin Hecarim, man. That's mostly what I'm pissed off about, if I'm being honest. But when I had fully given up, and I was at my absolute lowest, I didn't find Sion. Sion found me. Alright, I really hate to do this, but I gotta stop another video, because you might remember from the Tarek video when we found this guy that was in a lot of trouble and needed our help. Well, I think he might still be having a rough go of it, because I was looking through some similar photos and I found one of him actually smiling, but undercut by the caption, it says that he's suffering from depression still? There's gotta be something deeper going on here. I don't know what the hell it is. I told everybody to pray for this guy in my last video, but I'm thinking investigate this guy. I think we need law enforcement. Maybe all these pictures where he looks really sad were actually meant to be happy ones, but Adobe stock photos has created such a hostile work environment that this is how they came out. Investigate Adobe stock photos when you're done watching this video. The overwhelmed old man is in danger. This character is a goddamn perfect specimen. Look at this dude. How are you gonna get angry playing this dude? I'll admit that his kit doesn't really have a great sell to it. Like, he's got some CC. Is it reliable? Yeah, of course, it's totally reliable. He gets tanky. I mean, in this skin, he's got a hat on. Yeah, it's really nothing special, but hey, it's honest work. And after some time with the character, I've slowly come to realize that the kit is really intuitive, and it can be much greater than the sum of its parts. If you can get the flow of Sion down just right, you're looking at one of the most inexplicably and bafflingly fun characters in this entire game. Like, seriously, there is no reason why a character like this should be fun, but I am chemically fucking addicted to Sion, and I'm not done yet. Today we are playing an original build it's just slightly off meta, it's got some defined strengths and weaknesses, but I'm still excited about it because I've been having the most amazing time running this build over and over again into any comp, into any situation, because the items just feel that good on Sion. And after 2 months of agony dealing with this new dumb shit mythic system, no, come back! What a little bastard! I hate that character. It feels really good to actually make it work for me instead of the other way around. Look at this, it's beautiful. Don't click off the video. In one item, I just turned Sion into an early game character, and I take him into the jungle. Don't fucking leave, I can explain this! The combination of Goredrinker's solid bruiser stats and its active ability can have some really solid short-term value, and it gets Sion off the ground pretty quickly and pretty reliably. Now this little early game spike would be completely useless if you took it up top, because you'd have to pay out that extra value later by getting ass rammed in a team fight. If you're playing standard Sion top, you would want to fully invest all your resources into tank and blah blah blah. We all know how normal Sion works. But my Sion build takes the Goredrinker spike into the jungle, and rather than getting 14 extra minions out of lane and maybe a solo kill, I take that extra power and I win the whole fucking game. The rationale here is actually really simple, and I pretty much have the same philosophy with every champion that I can feasibly jungle with. As a laner, you have practical access to one character, and you have one area of the map where you can farm and not get yelled at for it. Not that that stopped me before. You gotta spend that whole first half of the game jerking off the minions, and unless you're a god tier Roman character and you chose this specific lane, it's gonna be pretty much random as to whether you emerge from laning phase into a nice cooperative stroll to the Nexus or a complete fucking shit show. But if you're jungling, you are the shit show. You can farm wherever the hell you want. You have access to dragons, heralds, scuttles, and 5 enemy champions, 6 of which are statistically dumbasses. That is value that you cannot find in any other position in this game. If laning phase is over and the game is unwinnable, 9 times out of 10 as a jungler, you could have fixed it, and Gore Drinker Sion has the tools to fix anything. You telling me this man doesn't own a Phillips head screwdriver? So the idea is you take some extra damage into the jungle and your clear speeds up, and your ganks get more threatening to the point where they might actually result in a kill sometimes. Yeah, for real. We get kills on Sion now.
It's okay if you need a second to, cry and let it out. I'm still pretty emotional about it myself.
I want to show you why this works for me and how I get here every game. And I hope to God this shit works for you too, because Sion changed my life, dude. I know he can change yours. So I'm not going to explain Sion's kit to you because, just watch this. You have now mastered Sion's abilities, but I can give you a few Sion secrets that I learned while I was spamming the character over and over again. And from my first secret, I actually got some bad news. Sion's ult, it's a close range ability. I know it hits harder if you land it from downtown, and it's fun as hell to barrel down the lane like a total fucking lunatic. And you would think that of all people, I would be the guy to recommend starting the ult in the base and stopping it in the end zone. But as much as I hate to do this, I have to recommend practicality and restraint with your ult, because I can speak from experience that this ability is, let's go with inconsistent. See all these extra numbers that you get from hitting the ult at long range? This is what I like to call football damage. See, when your ult is up as Sion, in that moment, you are Charlie Brown from the hit cartoon show Family Matters, and your enemy is Lucy. She's fresh off the set of George Lopez. Now there's this running gag in George Lopez where Lucy will do anything that she can to convince Charlie Brown to kick a football. And Charlie Brown, given his seething hatred for footballs, will always jump at the chance to kick one. But right before the moment of impact, Lucy pulls the football away like a complete fucking whore and launches Charlie Brown into the air. I think you see where I'm going with this. If you don't use your ult in a clever way, they're gonna dodge, they're gonna flash, they're gonna Zanyas. Pretty much anything in their kit will let them get out of your ult because it's the most telegraphed move in the entire game. But if you count flashes and dashes, if you set your ult goals more realistically, and if the Lord is on your side, then with enough practice and persistence, you can eventually just run up at full speed and fucking kill Lucy with a battle axe. I have figured you out, this is my vain voice. I have figured you out, Sion. You are immobile, so I can kite you. See, now this is the hubris that the filthy ADCs propagate about Sion. He looks like he's just this boring vanilla tank, but the reality is that an intelligent Sion can lock down a target for like 3 weeks at a time. Q leads to E, E leads to R leads to Q again. They ain't going nowhere. Plus, if you add in my secret Sion rune, Minion Demon, no, not that one. It gives you bonus move speed towards movement impaired champions. This rune will essentially just duct tape you to whatever poor soul you're trying to kill next. And if you're building Gore Drinker, you don't need follow-up anymore because you can do it all by yourself. Fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to contradict you. Fuck. And this kind of chain CC can actually hit a few people at the same time if you're slick about it. Q is like the size of an entire lane, and there are certain inevitable situations where teams have to group up to accomplish anything. If you can manage to juggle a few people in a fight, it'll increase your survivability to a degree you probably don't expect. It sounds like brainless shit, but they can't hit you if they're knocked up. and you're constantly knocking them up, so then they can never hit you. Would you count that as tank stats? If a Sion player eats glue in the forest and no one is around to see it, is he allowed to have another bowl? So let me start with a response to Sion Jungle's most salient criticism. Why the hell would you ever do this to yourself? Well, Sion's actually got some sneaky value in the jungle that's pretty easy to overlook. For one, you can fully charge every single Q with no risk of any punishment or of missing any CS. In lane, if you try to pull that shit, you're gonna get knocked into next week. But in the jungle, man, look at that. That's full damage, full knockup timer, and it happens every single time your Q comes off cooldown, which translates directly into a massive amount of clear speed and clear health. Somebody play the Joel clip.
Bam, 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 value, value, value.
Sion also got this weird buff last year that makes him do more damage to neutral monsters. I still think that that's active, and nobody even acknowledged it. Like, I still get flamed for picking Sion jungle to this day, because nobody remembers the time Riot tried to force him into the jungle. They did it to Darius too, what the fuck? So clearing the jungle feels way faster than it should, like kinda too fast. This seems a little excessive.
And by the way, we're building damage, in case you forgot about that.
So between all these little mechanics and all this free value, well, let's just do a demonstration. Here's what Q does at level 1. Oh yeah, and that's AoE damage.
But I'm still just warming up.
If you time your Q and your W close enough together, the knockup will prevent literally any monster in the entire jungle from breaking your shield. That means that you can always reliably hit the shield explosion for even more AoE damage and block a hit or two while you're at it. Now factor in that your first item is Iron Spike Whip, which again gives your Q more damage, and it comes packed with its own active effect, which does,
oh my god,
more AoE damage. And all this clear speed on a character that gets at least 15 max health. 15 max health every time he takes a camp, plus whatever it is that Overgrowth gets you. And did I mention that this build also gives you solid dueling and skirmish potential on top of all of that? Yeah, you see how this all fits together now? You can mail me my Nobel Prize. Just send it to your mom's house. Alright, I think you're done recording for the day. That's an epic joke, dude. Real funny. You can keep investing in damage early by going straight from Gore Drinker to Titanic Hydra. Pickaxe is a solid path for snowballing, and when you finish Tiamat, it'll give you something that Sion really needs more of at this point in the game, AoE damage. Now, normally getting Titanic Hydra this early would be a bit of a value hit, especially after Gore Drinker, since it's only half a health item and doesn't give the Hydra much to work with. But Sion has a solid chunk of max health just baked into his kit, so Hydra feels amazing as a second item, even for how expensive it is. From there, you just build straight tank and try to finish out the game as quickly as you possibly can. Now that you got the Hydra, max health item should be a pretty good buy. Warmogs and Deadmans both feel amazing, and Thornmail's a pretty solid Grievous item if there are any fucking jokesters on the enemy team. And pow, look at that, now we got some masteries.
But wait a minute, because actually I'm a goddamn fraud. So I've been taking a look at some of these clips from the high-class intellectuals of the Sion community, and they're building Phase Rush.
Oh my god, look at that, it's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
So yeah, you could use my masteries, but I just wanted to let you know that there's a build out there that's ascended even past me, and after looking at it for like 5 seconds, I think it might be more fun than the shit that I use.
Sion is the fucking man. He's got the tank, he's got the damage, he's got the clear speed, and there are still people who doubt my righteous Sion scriptures.
I personally really like the Gore Drinker build, but if you don't like that build, we got this one, we got this one, we got this one. Sion is your fucking canvas, man. You can paint whatever you want. I painted this picture of my cat, but I'm still practicing. I mentioned earlier that I was having problems with this mythic system, but I think Sion might just be the solution. Not just to that problem, but to all of life's problems. Did you have a bad day at work or school? Sion is here for you. Is this quarantine shit getting you down? Sion is here for you. Are you in horrifying medical debt? Well, Sion can actually even help with that. And all he needs is your credit card number.
He leveled up. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. Yes!
Oh, I'm happy with that.